Hey there, this is Shabanu with Mac Automation Tips. Hey, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about a desktop recording application called Tella that I've been recently started using, and I want to show you how I show you my editing workflow inside of the application. So stick around and check it out. So basically, if you follow my channel, you know that I'm producing videos more, and I don't claim to have the big fancy pro video productions that a lot of YouTube channel producers do, but to just kind of crank out some videos pretty fast, and because I don't always have enough time to do these, and to do it, I've been using an application called Tella. Now, historically, for several years, I used ScreenFlow, and ScreenFlow was great, and it's still a great application for much more advanced type of productions. But if you want something really quick, down and dirty, right, Tella is the one to do it, and this is the reason why you're seeing me produce at least 2 videos a week, and that's quite a lot for me in terms of my schedule. So in this video, there are other videos about how to use Tella and how to get it set up, and it's not that difficult really to do the recording, but I want to show you a little bit about my workflow for the editing of the video once it's done, because that might be a little challenging for new users of the application. So let's go ahead and check it out. So after you shoot your video on your desktop, you will pretty much by default get something like this here. And basically what you have is, a large shot of the application that you're talking about, or a particular thing that you're going to talk about in your video, and then it has this headshot there. So you set this up before you start recording. If you want to, you can choose to include the headshot, the talking head, if you want, or you can leave it out. And you can also choose to just focus in on one application. Like this is the application arc that I'm using. So you can record your videos using the Tella desktop application or the web application, right? So, but when you get ready to edit, you edit inside the Tella web application. And so in this one, is just like any other kind of desktop recording. You have your timeline down here, and you can do some trimming. You can trim off, the beginning or the end, or I think you can split it in the middle. I don't do that too much, but you can do that. So you can trim it. Now you cannot do kind of like B-roll tracks in this. So you pretty much only have one track in here. Hopefully, in the future they will be able to add more than one track. That's the reason why I don't really have any kind of like music tracks in these videos, but that's okay. These are just, again, videos that I want to just kind of get done. They're no longer than, say, 8 to 10, 15 minutes, and that's it. So basically you can trim them, and then here's the real nice thing about this. You can switch to what's called layouts. And in the layouts, they have these different layouts here where you can put your talking heads. See, and so they give you the ones. So the ones you're seeing right now is this one where it's kind of small, and you have a kind of focus on the application, right? But typically, what I do is I start out with this particular layout here. So I'm kind of facing the camera, and I'm talking here, right? And then when I go in, let's go in a little bit. Okay, so when I go in, I'm not doing this precisely. I'm trying to give you idea. So when I go in a little bit and start focusing in on the application itself, then I will switch down to this layout, which puts the talking head down at the bottom here, and then it puts more of a focus here on the application. So you'll see that it automatically puts that in right here. See, so I start out. Stick around. Well, I'm sorry. I needed to do this again. You need to add the layout first. So we say we're up here. So we start out with this. So first you need to add the layout, right? And let's say the layout's going to go right there. So we say we're going to have the intro right here. All right. And then I'm going to go into this one as the intro, right? I say about right there. And then so then you see it switches back to the default, and so then I want to switch to, from there I want to switch to the one where the talking head is kind of like at the bottom, the bottom right or the bottom left sometimes, right? So that's adding that. So you're adding that one, Marvin. So basically, you know, Amazing Marvin has all these different strategies. So you can go in here, and then, so I say that keeps going for a while, and then what I'll do is I'll go toward the end, where I'm facing back to the camera again, and there I'll switch back. I'll add a video, I add a layout, and I'll switch that back to the larger one here. So definitely, so you see that right there. Now what I'll do is I'll go back here, right? Because I want to make sure I have, you know, the beginning and the end set up. And now as I begin to go into the application, right, I will switch down to the kind of the screen only, you know, portion. Which I want to do is focus. I want to take myself out of the video, right? So I'm going to add this in and take myself out of the video. You see how that goes out of there. So I'm focusing here because one of the things I don't like about a lot of videos is when the viewer is forced to look at both, you know, kind of decide they have to look at the application or the person talking, right? So when I'm talking and explaining something, there's really no reason for me to be inside the video. All right, so then I go there, and now as I go in, let's see what part we're in now here. Okay, so as I go in, if I go into it and I start talking about the particular area, what I'll do is I'll switch to the zoom, right? And then go into zoom. And so I'll add a zoom here. And then the beautiful thing about this, you can figure out like how long you want this zoom to go, right? And what you do is you take this little circle here, right? The target button, right? And you can target where you want the zoom to take place and how far you want it to go in. So you can go in, like I say, I want to go this far in. So here now we're starting, and then going, it's kind of rendering here. All right. So now the high prep is the ones that are the most difficult, the most challenging, because they do require some prep, some research, you know, when I have those as part of a plan or part of a project, I know that I'm probably not going to get it. So you see where then it's zoomed in on the part that I'm focusing on there. So that's kind of my workflow there, is to kind of start with the different layouts. Start with layouts here, decide, you know, where I'm going to lay out, and they have a lot of different layouts. You have to determine how you want your style of your video, but I personally think is to get rid of your talking head when you're focusing in on the particular application, right? And then you go into your zoom, and then you zoom in on different parts, and you can change the zoom. So if I wanted to, like, you know, end the zoom here and then go to another part of the video, something like here. Well, I think I already have a zoom here. So yeah, so you can change the zoom again if you want by just kind of adding it. And you can also delete the zoom as well. And you can go in even tighter if you want. So here, which I think is good too, because again, I see too many videos where the person is explaining something and you really just can't see it, and I have to almost manually zoom in on the video on my YouTube, on the YouTube production, right, or the video itself. I have to manually do that in YouTube. So anyway, so that's what you do there. And you can also, you see over here, you can change the direction of your camera. So for example, if I go here, see, so if I click on this, it will change the direction. So if I'm, like if I'm facing, if the camera is if the camera has me kind of looking to the right, I may switch the direction of it, or I might switch the talking head over here to the bottom left, so I can look like I'm looking over here, right? And then so And finally, what I do is I go into the backgrounds, and they have these really nice backgrounds in here, and they have animated, they have image backgrounds. You can add your own background, but I typically use the Mac OS backgrounds, right? And I'll just switch these, and then you can apply them to all your clips. So if you can have more than one clip if you want to shoot it like that. So if you're doing like kind of a longer tutorial and you have different parts to it, you can add clips to it as you do the recording. You can upload those. So you add that background there, and then after you're done, you're finished, right? You can go here and then just download it as a 4K resolution for your YouTube. And so that's basically how I do this. And this really has made a huge difference for me in terms of getting my videos completed. And I hope that the videos have been useful to you. But give me some comment back. If there's something I could do differently in the videos to make them better, please let me know that. I really like to have your feedback. So thanks again for checking me out, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If this is the first time you're at my channel, definitely subscribe to it, because it really helps me in the work that I do. Thanks a lot. Take care.